这是鬼吗？不，这是电吗？啊。
Okay, now that's the first tram to the depot. This is the last tram for the full tour. So, you guys doing a tour?
Yeah.
This is the tram.
哦，不是，那是朝那边的，是吗？
Get your flag, name it.
G'day and welcome aboard. We're now travelling along High Street, the original road was built in the diggings. This road was carved out by the marching of King's Fleet and wheels in their wheels. Bendigo was known as the Northern City. More than 5,500 representing the largest concentration of deep ships anywhere in the world. Over 700,000 kilograms of gold was fused during the gold rush, which would be worth over $69 million in today's prices. Thank you, Dr. It is the third largest completion in Australia. As we pass by, we take the statue of the front door. It is very little Australia's first and safe and stone-based being kept their city enemy history, so they named the entering Charing Cross. The street ahead dedicated in 1957 and is a scaled-down replica of its counterpart in London's Whitehall district. Next to the cenotaph is the Alexandra Fountain, which marks the path of Bendigo. It was unveiled in 1881 and named after the then Princess of Wales, Alexandra. New Street runs up the hill to our left and is the hub of Bendigo's Arts Precinct, featuring the Capitol Theatre, the Cove Visual Arts Centre and the Bendigo Art Gallery.
这个船可能就带我们在这个湖这上溜达一下。
Next stop, Charing Cross. If you're getting off here, please mind the speed.
Anybody hopping off here? Yeah. That tram that's gone past will be the first one to go down to the gold mine.
Excellent pub, named after Rosalind in Shakespeare's play, As You Like It. The park was opened in 1870. Salt's Memorial Building on your left was built over what was once the main gold mine. For decades, it thundered away in the city centre, mining the Great Hustlers Reef, one of the richest reefs ever discovered in Australia. Notice the life-size statues of George Lansing holding a lump of quartz in his hand. George Lansing was known as Australia's quartz king and Bendigo's richest and most respected citizen during the gold rush years. Notice the building on the left with a clock tower. It was designed by Major George Watson and is an example of Renaissance revival architecture. Originally built as the Sandhurst Public Offices in 1887, it became a system of post office. operation. Beside it is the former Bendigo Law Courts. Today, this complex operates as the Bendigo Visitor Centre and is home to the Post Office Gallery and Living Arts Space. To our left is the historic Conservatory Gardens, erected in 1892. It is the oldest public conservatory in the world. The conservatory is significant as many other public conservatories have been destroyed, making this a rare style of structure. We are now passing St. Church. It is one of the largest churches in the southern hemisphere and was the fourth church to be built in Bendigo. In the courtyard you will notice the gravestone of its founder, Catholic priest Reverend Henry Magnus, in Germany. Bendigo boasts a number of significant religious sites, including the French Tuba of Universal Compassion, located in Myers Flat. It is the largest Buddhist stupa in the Western world and is home to the Jain Buddha for universal peace. The largest twin-car gemstone tramways depot and workshop. Opened in 1900, the depot is home to our renowned workshop, where trams are meticulously restored and their former glory, or repurposed as cafes, accommodation, and even school classrooms. Joy and coffee, a light meal in the tram cafe, served straight from the beautifully restored 1916 E-Class tram number 3, a shining example of our workshop team's skills. You can also discover more of our Bendigo's tramway history within the small museum. The cafe and museum is open daily from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. For those getting off here, please mind the step.
We go.
啊，
As a result, the battery company closed after a mere 13 weeks. In 1894, steam trams were introduced. They were a success and their reliability made them popular with commuters, but the company was hit hard by the economic depression. In 1903, the electric system was introduced and has been running ever since. A short drive straight ahead is the Bendigo Botanic Garden, and a little further on, the Bendigo Pottery. Those should be on your to-do list if you're spending time in Bendigo. Bendigo Pottery is Australia's oldest working. Established in 1858, the pottery has operated continuously from its current site in Exeter since 1863. It is home to the most significant collection of ceramic and wood-fired materials. Today, the pottery complex includes many churches. However, they had to relinquish their position when the men returned from the service. Next stop, Lake Maroona. If you're getting off here, please mind the step and use the handrail as you leave the tram from the right-hand side.
Anybody for the lake? No one wants to swim?
As we cross the Bendigo Creek, you will notice that the bed of the creek is paved with bluestone. Over 100 years ago, the city councillors reported paving the creek to prevent slime and mud from choking it and inundating the city, thanks to the thousands of miners using their tunneling machines further up the valley. We're now turning into Bridge. Ahead you will see the Parcel Reef Hotel, named after the quartz mining reef that sits below. There are 17 quartz reefs that run beneath the city in roughly a north to south direction, covering an area 16 kilometres long and 4 kilometres wide. Tyson's Reef was named after James Hungry Tyson, a figure who set up an abattoir near here in 1852 to sell beef to the miners. When Tyson sold up 3 years later, he was a millionaire. So many who came to Bendigo in search of gold found their wealth in other ways. We're now approaching the Tyson Street precinct. If you wish to get off here, please pull the left-hand belt forward once, mind the step and use the handrail as you leave the tram. Bendigo has since found wealth in other ways too, with a strong economic focus using livestock, Bendigo is Australia's first UNESCO Creative City, having one of the richest concentrations of Patek food and wine producers in Australia. Bendigo is also one of Australia's oldest wine regions, dating back to the mid-19th century, with local vineyards now producing internationally award-winning red wines. We're now heading into Caledonia. Tell us as it is known today. During the Second World War, it has included leading in defence, aerospace and ground transportation solutions. Tramways since the war, the factory has continued its manufacturing.
Oh, oh,
A long walk back.
we can just leave her here.
Leave her. Just want to leave it here.
Yeah.
As I said before, if you get wet, blame him.
Outside of China. The kiln remains in the gardens to this day. It is believed the bricks of the Bendigo Crosshouse Temple would have been fired here. On our left you can see a tram line branching off to what was a second tram depot built inside the old Bendigo gas works. This depot dates to the 1980s and houses the tramway's spare vehicles. Bendigo's gasworks are the last to remain complete in Victoria. Established in 1860, the gas was produced by roasting coal inside large horizontal ovens or retorts. Roasting coal was a filthy job, with flashes of fire, dust and a terrible smell. The gasworks closed in 1973 when natural gas was introduced to Bendigo. Ahead is the Tyson Reef precinct. If you wish to get off here, please pull the left-hand belt forward once, mind the step and use the handrail as you leave the tram. The area ahead of us near the Golden Dragon Museum used to be the centre of Bendigo's very own Chinatown. During the gold rush, thousands of Chinese walked almost 500 kilometres to Bendigo after first arriving in Rome on the South Australian coast. The ship's captains would sail for South Australia instead of Victoria to avoid paying the £10 tax levied by the Victorian government on every Chinese person arriving at a Victorian port. As they walked in single file in groups of up to 700 across unfamiliar and rough terrain. to the Sanders Fine Art Gallery, exhibiting works from across the globe, with many of those artworks now housed within the Bendigo Art Gallery. The Courthouse Hotel on the corner, old and inviting building along Pall Mall, and next to it, the site where Sydney Meyer opened the first store in 1900. Meyer had arrived in Australia a year earlier as a penniless Russian migrant, but his talent of retail quickly earned him a loyal customer base. Coming up on our left is Bull Street, crowned at its eastern end by the Bendigo Town Hall, a grand design by local architect Wilhelm Barland and a fine example of good-time architecture. We're now approaching the Shamrock Hotel, which began life as a small hotel in 1850. The hotel's patronage grew so quickly, including gold fields, that it was rebuilt twice before becoming the building we see today. Its grandeur made it the accommodation of choice of visiting dignitaries. Guests included Melbourne opera singer Dame Nellie Melba, who is now featured on our $100 note, and His Royal Highness Prince Charles, now King Charles, and Diana, Princess of Wales.
那边是不是有停车位？
Their own home. Today, that loan scheme is better known as the Bendigo Bank, whose head office is situated to the left. From the 1930s to the 1960s, this area was the heart of Bendigo's theatre district. The Plaza Cinema, Lyric Theatre, and Royal Princess Theatre all within distance of one another. The Star Cinema in England is the small movies of its Lyric Theatre and is using the Bendigo tramways as transport. Travelling up to collected television as a sound run and exchange routes. It wasn't just people and movie reels in transport. There were even parcel routes. Parcels could be carried by tram from the city to a designated tram stop for convenience. Newspapers, meat, groceries, and a variety of other goods all found their way onto the trams and were delivered by the trammies. You may be wondering why Bendigo's public tramway system was closed. Urban sprawl means stores and shops being moved away from the city centre. Bus services were being
嘿，
往那边走就是那个电视。这个1887年 open， 当时在这里边有警察局，有邮局、邮政，还有电报、供水什么的 office 都在这里。
都在这里。这蓝天白云。 这个剑为什么是断的？里边的云彩。等重新来，这吃个饭这费劲劲儿的。
你们觉得这个牛排怎么样？
挺好吃，挺不错的。
你们觉得这个牛排怎么样？
挺好吃，夫人请。
Up to fake out.
You're right, man. You get to see. This is Alison. She's the manager. She's like, okay.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm on our block.
要去那儿喝一杯吗？想去那儿喝一杯吗？走。